Welcome to Wigglesticks TV. About to embark on another stage of the project, which is a little bit unnecessary, but I've had this idea kicking around ever since I first started this project, and that's to run an endurance single-sided single headlight into the bike. So I've been messing around. I got this light here, which I didn't think was going to work because it's pretty bulky and I think made for a cruiser or something like that, but I can actually take this outer shell off. So I've had a bit of a mess around, and I'm not sure if you can see, I started to draw a line on there. So I'm going to cut this back piece off, this particular part, and then I'm going to use some plumbing supplies to attach the light here, and then I'm going to fiberglass this section into the front part of the nose cone. So I have this nose cone from that stash of fairing I got a while back. So I'm going to use this as the test one. I've got some ideas of the holes and things. Some ideas of the holes and things I want to use. So that's really the next stage. I've started to sand this back, and then if I can get it to work on this particular one, I can transfer it to the full race fairing. Yeah, that's pretty much where the process is at the moment. I'll put a picture up on screen now. You can see the look that I'm trying to go for. So I think the best way to do that is to cut a hole in the fairing that's this size here, which I think is 90 mils. And then the other piece of pipe that I have is slightly larger. So then that will mount into the back side of the fairing, and then the light will mount into there. So I need to make some modifications to this so it sits in behind the fairing like so, and then essentially we'll have our front headlight. So I've switched over to my other fairing because I figure if we're going to go all this trouble, I'm probably going to end up running this full bikini fairing anyway. So I've cleaned off all of the numbers and stuff that were on there and sanded it back, and then I've got my hole where I'm going to drill it out marked in the right spot. I think it will work. I'm a little bit nervous, but what can you do? You just got to give it a shot. So I'll drill a pilot hole. Got my hole saw here, and then essentially we're going to just punch a hole straight through the fairing. So with any luck, just let this one go through first. And then, with any luck, very, very slowly, we'll just go through this fairing. Okay, well, I think that went pretty well. A little bit cautious about trying to get the hole perfectly lined up, but swing this around, and yeah, I think that will clean up quite nicely. I'm quite happy with the position of the hole. I'll have my number graphic and everything over here to balance it, with a little bit of graphic and stuff over here, and then the light will mount in behind there. So I think that was a win. So I'll just clean this up a little bit and yeah, go from there. Well, back out on the old SRAD, the next part of the project, which is to fit the bodywork and stuff on there, which I think I said a little bit earlier. So I've got the bodywork and everything on. I've got the bodywork on, and I've got a hole cut in the front, and it fits pretty good. However, when I went to fit the belly pan, because I'm running a side stand on, oops. I need to cut out a shape for the side stand, like this OEM fairing, in the belly pan. So I had to build up a little bit more strength in this area because I need to cut out this piece. I need to cut out this piece here. So I've added some more glass into here, and I'll go back and shape this area. So this should be much stronger now than what it previously was, even though this is pretty strong. So I've got the fairing in place, and I was trying to figure out why it wasn't fitting properly, and then I realized that this piece that I repaired before, just here, is actually supposed to have a cutout for the engine cover and stuff to poke through. So I'll have to rip this off now, it's just sitting in there anyway, and get my other piece of fairing and just trace where the hole's supposed to be, and then cut it out and try and refit it again. But I think the marking point there is roughly where I need to cut that so the side stand will fit, and I might be able to get away with not actually cutting the bracket. So yeah, I'll fix this hole issue first, or missing hole, and then can go back and look at the other part there. Well, we have some progress there. The belly pan is pretty much fitted on there now. I had to end up cutting this hole out. I also had to take the edges off here, and then I've also got the center stand and everything will fit in there now after I cut out the piece in here. I made a couple of little brackets that will go like so to mount this onto there, and I've got another one for down in behind there. And then the other side, I think, the drilling a hole in the fairing will probably get it to fit. I also had to take out a little bit inside here because it's also hitting on the cover. So I'm just going to take that up onto that line and make it a nice finish there. And then I've just got to re-drill the hole in the belly pan there, and then I think it will fit a bit nicer. And I need to also I'm going to have to trim this a bit to get it to fit a little bit nicer and re-drill that hole. But slowly she's getting there. So I think a couple more little bits of modification, and we should be right to go. Well, I got the fairing pretty well mounted on there now. The top piece and the belly pan are from two different companies, so the fit isn't super good, but for my purposes it's going to be good enough, I think. I've got my fairing bracket mount made up that mounts into the stock cluster mount, so I just need to do a little bit of fiddling to get that in exactly the right position. What I need to do now is take the top section, take it all off, make the mesh mounts that go inside the air scoops, because that will again move this around a little bit, and then I'm going to use this stock mount with the mirrors to get everything in exactly the right space, and then I can make the final adjustments to my mount in here, and then I can start to get the headlight assembly and everything sitting in there right once all the fairing's in the right spot. So it's been a bit of a process. I do need to do a little bit more repair to the top piece, because I just want to strengthen where the fasteners and stuff go in on the back side of here, because this fiberglass is quite thin in places, so I just would like a little bit more strength in there. But yeah, I think it looks okay. I've made up a bracket to hold the fairing here, because the belly pan doesn't mount to the stock place, and then I need to trim a little bit more off here, just probably up there somewhere, so when you're putting the kickstand down you don't catch this piece with your foot, which you currently do. So but that shouldn't be too much of a trouble, and then I'm going to wrap the bottom section and have the top painted. Yeah, I think that's good to go. Oh, I need to put the indicator, drill the holes for the indicators as well in the top piece. Yeah, but it's getting close, I think, getting close.